Production.
Go ahead, take it away, Hulk.
You know what it is, the old one till we back again. It's Baby Hulk, Street Beefs Extraordinaire, up and coming amateur fighter, something like that. And your boy Eazy. You know what
I
it
ain't like Baby Hulk right now, but it's something underneath this hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Some weight, motherfuckers.
is. What up, guys? We glad to be back. You know, we've been going way too long, but we always have to be back.
Way too long, man. I'm glad that I'm going back to back. One, obviously, like I want this shit to blow up because I know it's probably my favorite podcast to do.
Mhm.
Two, bro, it's just me chatting up with my fucking boy, man. And like I don't know, man, you my fucking guy. So we talk, we catch up. And I didn't know you're doing that real world shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all that crazy shit. And I don't know, man. It's my favorite podcast to do.
Oh man, bro, like, and I appreciate that. I love coming on here. We have great guests. We have great times. We have a lot of good segments, great laughs. And like you said, man, you know, I'm always training and I keep my head down and everything, but you know, I gotta make time for the old two.
Boy, fuck you mean.
All right, so you know, we had a good weekend. The UFC was back, and I know everybody was very happy. I know I don't know what I do when UFC fights are on. I cry a little bit, but they were back and they were on ABC. And who else to start it off? Oh, are we gonna start main event, or you want to work our way up?
Man, let's start main event, man. Because it's kind of hard to pass over, man. It's like I don't want to call it easy pick. It's easy pickings, bro. That fight was phenomenal.
If y'all never heard the Roy Jones quote, y'all must have forgot. Yo, y'all really thought Matt? I know he lost two close ones to Volkanovski, and people are talking about he's at a crossroads. Is he like Tony Ferguson? Where's he gonna go after that? And Matt just said, shut all that up. Hit on one of the most amazing, not just featherweight performances, one of the most impressive performances I ever seen. The motherfucker went Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan 3, whatever you want to call it. Put on a great show. Shout out to Kevin Cater because he took all of those shots and he was right there. Never gave up, never took a knee. So amazing main event. And what a way to kick off, you know, the first event of the year. What are your thoughts on it?
I think that's the craziest part. Is like one, it's the UFC's like first time on ABC, which is like the three-letter networks. You know what I'm saying those are the biggest ones in the country, owned by Disney buying everything. Two, first card in 2021. You know what I'm saying, and for it to go the way it did, like it was almost like storybook for the UFC. And we spoke on it before last week. I was like, yo, what's Bellator got going on like so far this year? And I don't think they've even announced an event yet. So a big step forward for the UFC and a big pound of that chest. Let them know, you know what I'm saying? Like we here, we the one. And shout out to One Promotions too, by the way. But anyway, Max fucking Holloway, man. The crazy part to it too is like at first I was mad at the announcer saying it's the best performance he's ever had because I'm thinking back to Ortega. But then you know, in doing that, I was also thought back to Frankie, and I thought back to this guy's been like really dominant in moments of his career. And it's like you said, Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot. Like Max Holloway truly is. I wasn't gonna do this, Hulk, but it's right next to me. I got to do it. The fucking GOAT. Let's go. But he really is, man. Like you had the performance against fucking Brian Ortega, who's gonna fight for another belt, you know, coming up soon, I think in March. And then you had the performance against
twice.
Yeah, man. Like Jose Aldo, he's a bad man. Max is the guy at 145, and he proved it this past week. And shouts out to him in the UFC. Shout out to Josh Ward too. Tapping in, he says Max had to show out for getting shafted in the last title fight. He did too.
He said that was a big motivator for him was that fight because I mean, like when you're a champ like that and you lose a close one, and you got Dana saying you won, and a good amount of the MMA community telling you won, you know, that said that reinvigorated him and really got his mind back into loving the sport. So now you got a hungry Max who's coming for titles, and I feel bad for anybody in his way.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because like I don't know if you. I mean, we have to see Volkanovski Max 3. I think. I mean, that's me saying Volkanovski's gonna beat Ortega. Maybe that doesn't happen, but it's gonna have to happen because you can't have Max floating around in these pool of contenders because he's just clearly a fucking class above him. You know what I'm saying? Because Calvin Kattar, there's no hoe either. Like he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. The Boston finisher, man. Like he's a fucking savage out there himself.
Man, that's all what it is. Featherweight is full of killers, but Max is one of those guys. Like you said, he can't float around like the top 15 and give 15, 14 guys because he will hurt them. He will like legit hurt them. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Right now off the back, I can't see who they give him next because like he just really put it on Calvin Kattar. You can't really give him like somebody like a Dan Ige or I'm a huge Josh Emmett fan, but I wouldn't want to see that either. So it's really it's weird. He's almost in that Ngannou spot where the only person he really should be fighting is the champ. But I'm interested to see what they do with him next.
No, you're 1,000% correct in the Ngannou spot. I mean, that's a perfect way to explain it. And even breaking it even more too, because I was excited last night about it, but I ended up passing out. I apologize for you on that one. But in the middle of the fight, because Calvin, I kept saying if Calvin wins, it's going to be a KO shot. You know what I'm saying? If Max wins, it's going to be the 5 round. I mean, exactly what it was. I mean, I think Max going to beat his ass like that. I don't want to say beat his ass, it's kind of disrespectful, but
he put it on him.
He put it on him. But Calvin, like where he's at, those power shots, like landing them and not in KOing dudes. And like, I don't know if you noticed it. I know obviously he was throwing the hands, Max was, but he also hit him with a couple of oblique kicks. And I think that was smart because it forced Calvin to take his weight off that lead leg, to, you know what I'm saying, to throw those power punches. And then he's just on the back, you know what I'm saying? And Max is like, he's a fucking Energizer bunny, bro. Shit was crazy. And genius too, man. It's fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah, just like you said, man, a lot of people, a big part of his game plan was the hands, but he threw in a lot of oblique kicks. He landed a couple of spinning body kicks. He landed like a head kick. Like he threw in a little bit of everything. And can we go on and talk about the most savage when he looked at the announce table and started talking to him? I'm the best in the U.S. And he docked him a no look straight. I'm the best. Yo, looking like Canelo Alvarez, robot. Yeah, Max had all the juice, all the sauce, man. He was untouchable that night.
That was crazy. That's one of those moments too, man. Like, dare I say it, like homage to like maybe like a Muhammad Ali whose birthday happened to be the very next day, like, or the day after, you know, Monday. No, it was the next day. So it's like that's just like one of those legendary moments. It's also beautiful to see MMA like in that spot. You know what I'm saying, like on ABC. You know, having a moment like that with Max Holloway, a guy who's been a champion and beat all the people he's beaten. Like, MMA is just going to be that deal, man. Max is going to be that fucking guy. He's going to be a legend. He's only 28, 29.
Just turned 29, man.
Just turned 29. Like, oh, man. I don't know if you saw it this week, too, and I planned to cut some clips earlier, but it never ended up happening. Habib called him. He said he might be possibly end up the GOAT, like the GOAT, because he's so damn young.
I mean, dude, if we really think about it, he's really blazing his way through featherweight. He had that short, well, not a short notice, but he had that interim fight with Dustin. Didn't get KO'd by Dustin. Had a really good fight with him. So in the future, we can see him move up the lightweight and possibly get that belt. So man, it really like the sky's the limit for Max. Like he has all the attributes to be the GOAT, and people love him. Like, and he loves to fight. So
yeah. And I know Max is like a vet at this point too. I know we've spoken on his age, and he's been training boxing for like a really long time. But for you as an aspiring fighter, I know they spoke heavily on him like not sparring. How do you, for you, obviously you plan to fight, and I know you just started. What, you started striking like a year ago, 2 years ago?
Like off and on, like a little earlier than that. I took a couple like Muay Thai classes, stuff like that, but like nothing serious until like about 2 years ago.
Yeah, so and shout out to Century on last. Looks like we got a new subscriber, new follower. I don't know if he's following us, but a new watcher on Twitch. We're talking about Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. And my man to the, let's see, am I going to do it right? Oh, okay, cool. It's just hard to point, dog. It's just hard to point, dog. My man, I see, got the rest. And it's Baby Hulk, man, from Streetbeefs. And I wanted to ask him, how's he feel about the sparring situation? Max not sparring, because you obviously plan to fight. Is this something you plan on doing, or you want to wait till you're like comfortable enough to be in that situation?
No, I'll spar as hard as I can for as long as I can. I take a lot of blows to the head. I don't block, and it works out for me. I barely have a.
My bad, Dev.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. Nah, like that whole non-sparring thing is very true. When I started coming into my gym, my coach, very seasoned in the game, and he told me horror stories about what used to happen to him. He would go into a gym, they would go full force, like finishing guys like on the ground. Like he would come in and like kind of survive by wrestling because he was such a good wrestler. But they would be like, all right, no wrestling. And these guys who knew more than him on the hands would like, yo, it was savagery back in the day, man. They really thought if you trained as hard as you fight, fucking balls to the wall. And dude, that takes years and years off of people's career. So I totally agree. Like the non-sparring, like dude, he's fought for so many years. He knows how to fight. The thing sparring really does is kind of get you in that timing and that environment, but he knows how to do that. So for him, it's nothing. For new guys, I just say spar smartly, keep it to about 3 days a week, have your light spars, have your day where you turn it up and you really feel like it is. But you should never really be going 100% with training partners and try to knock. Come on now, because that doesn't help you.
It's fucking training. Yeah,
we're there for technique. If you can do your stuff technical and rely on that, then you're gonna do it in a fight. So I totally agree on his mind frame.
1000%. And I see my man Century made a comment about me. So look at the guns on that boy. You know what I'm saying? He definitely not talking about my man.
Yeah, right. Not
over here. I almost fucked up the point. Shout out to Baby Hawk. Shout out to Century. Make sure you guys hit the follow and subscribe button if you haven't. I really appreciate it, and it helps support us. Nobody in this live stream messing with me. Ooh, Devin, you better calm down, man. You know who this man is to my left, but the computer's right, however you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all don't want them problems with Eazy, boy. That man meme out you real quick.
Hey, I'm a secret though. Hey, I don't want him to test me, dog. Motherfucker ain't gonna get me up. I'm gonna slip that Ezekiel in, put that sleep. Shout out to Archie, man. He's actually one of the listeners who's been like, been at me like, yo, where y'all been? What's good?
Yeah, we really appreciate that, and we need a lot more supporters like that. Yo, be on our butts, man. If y'all really like what we do, tell us, because we do it for y'all, and the more of that we get, the more that we're gonna, get on here and talk our shit.
Talk that shit. What up, though, Philly podcast? My man just hit 1K. Congratulations, you. I gotta come to you and get that sauce because I think I'm 25 away. 25 away from 1K, man. So if y'all can share that button, you know what I'm saying? Tell a friend, your mama. She already know, but you know what I mean? Tell anybody you can. We try to hit that 1K, man. But
wait, I was gonna talk about that was our main event, of course. Max is a beast. For you, what's next for Max and what's next for Cater?
Man, I think Max. So I heard some crazy talk to me, not to me, but afterwards, after the fight, that like they're planning on giving Max another fight that wasn't a title fight. And for me, it's just like, and I'll admit, I'm saying wholeheartedly, I'm a Max Holloway fan. I'm also a fan of greatness. So like, I don't want to see him stalled by anything or like, because anything can happen in a fight. You know what I'm saying, it don't matter who you're facing. What was it? Mike Tyson got beat by fucking Berenstein Bears. I don't remember the guy's name. What was his name?
Buster Douglas,
aka Berenstein Bears. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to see that happen to him. I'd rather see him get another shot at the gold. I'd rather him wait till March. I mean, he's going to have to be after March. Fuck, that sucks because that's another guy you want to see active too, though, because he is fun to watch fight. What do you think is next for him?
Man, I was thinking about this, and like I said, we don't need that killer just roaming around destroying everybody. But there is one fight that I want to see him do if it's not for a title. Man, it was a big fuss last year. A lot of hype around Zabit Nurmagomedov. Zabit.
Yeah, I got you.
So, I mean, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if he's having like health problems or like country fight type problems. But yo, if we can get him and Max together, they were talking about him possibly becoming champ at the end of like 2020. You
I
know,
remember, yeah.
that didn't work out. But man, pit him against Max if he's really that dog. He's fought Cater and won. I feel like that's definitely that sets up a great fight. And if you can beat Max, then of course you should be the number one. So that's a great fight to make. And for me, first shout out to Cater again. You know, rest up for sure. He deserves all the extra money, all the rest he deserves. But when he comes back, man, I would love to see him go against Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett is rehabbing his knee. You know, had a really good showing against Shane Burgos.
He always gets hurt, man. I feel bad, man. His body, like, almost just like he's supremely talented at the sport, but it's almost like his body can't handle the workload. And
yeah, dude, he's like so explosive. I don't know if his tendons or whatever because he hurt his. I follow him. He tore damn near everything in his knee, like ACL, MCL, all that stuff. And you know he's currently rehabbing. I don't know when he'll be ready to go again. I don't know after that, but if it kind of lines up in the same area, I would love a Cater Calvin match. They both have really good boxing, and that'll be a great fight. Or maybe I don't know anybody for Cater inside the top 5. I would love to see.
Yeah, that's the crazy part too. Because it was such a dominating performance over a guy who I really truly believe could contend for a title. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Cater's like right in there with the top 5, but Max is just so dominant over him, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I guess that does make sense for us to, to beat to fight Max. He definitely got it's a long time. He's even after March, he has to wait until they can fight again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I just don't want to see him fucking like sacrifice anything. But I got confidence in him. He'll fucking slap up Zabit. Yeah. Zabit almost lost to Cater in that. Yeah, that was a 3-round war. Yep. Zabit started to slow down. I feel like Cater would have took him in the later round, especially watching the Max fight. And obviously, Max the Energizer Bunny. Fuck it, give him the beat. Max, get him out of here, Max.
Yeah, he would need to work on his cardio so much before he got in there with Max. But I would love that fight. And I just thought of another fucking fun fight for Cater. Barboza. Fucking those two motherfuckers going at it. That'll be awesome. So
yo, I forgot. Yeah, he's 145 now, right? Mm-hmm. I wonder which UFC fighters Hulk would have a chance with.
None of them. I don't know, man. That's now, but let's see in like 3-4 years, man. I'm gonna be savagery.
We're definitely about to see, man. I will move on too from the fight, but I wanted to ask one more question because with Colby Covington and Max Holloway, do you think that stamina is something they work at? Or do you think that's something like some people are just naturally born with? The same way people are born with that like fast twitch, like KO power. You think the stamina and cardio is like one of those features as well?
Yeah, for sure. I was actually watching the Joe Rogan podcast with Max Holloway, and Joe asked the same question, like, yo, do you think somebody like Jose Aldo could develop like your type of endurance and everything? And I believe you can, but it all depends on like your body type. If you're like a real stacked up huge guy with a bunch of fast twitch explosive muscles, it's gonna be really hard for you to like last that long because those muscles do take a lot more oxygen. It takes a lot more energy to move like that. And most of the time, it's like Kobe, he's leaner. He doesn't pack on a lot of extra bulky muscle and he's able to, have that gas tank. So it's a mixture between like what type of body type you have and like how you work at it. But I don't think you'll ever see a motherfucker like Tyrone Woodley like going forever like Max. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Do you think you found what your body type is? What comes at? You still like searching, like finding out. You see KO, you see knock down some motherfuckers, and
I got a little bit of power, so it's no shock, like I'm strong or whatever. But like I'm one of those fast twitch athletic guys. But even in high school, I try not to let that define me. Like I knew there was like a lot of stereotypes about like the really heavily muscular wrestlers. I'm like, yo, he's gonna be hell for the first period. He's gonna, be really strong, but once you outlast him, he gasses, you can win. And I never wanted to be that guy, like who kind of fell into that stereotype. So I work really, really hard on my conditioning, and because I know I expend a lot of energy, so I work harder to like kind of have that gas thing.
Yeah. Man, I didn't even put an announcement on Instagram that we were live, so I'm about to post that right now. I apologize. I was just taking a picture of you while you were talking like a creep. You know what I'm saying? But
Yo, bro, you check out the the smooth videos I've been putting on Instagram. My boy got that slick ass camera.
I seen that, man. We need to get some music on some of them, man.
Right. Oh my, yo, my man, he bought the camera, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, I got a new camera. He did the slow mo. It's so pristine, man.
Hulk versus Miocic sound like a good matchup.
Oh hell yeah, man. Stipe don't want it. He too slow.
Yeah, Steve don't want that smoke. We were talking like gassing out. We were talking about sparring heavy. One of the guys that is known for sparring heavy, even to a point where it kind of created a rivalry in the UFC that we haven't yet to see an actual fight out of. But Joaquin Buckley, James Krause, that was something we were kind of excited for. Obviously, we didn't get it, but we did get Joaquin Buckley, and he did get a taste of his own medicine. Fucking head kick KO, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that shit was rough, man.
Man, that's the one thing I really, especially during this time, what I love about the UFC, you can make a name so fast because, you know, there's a lot of events going on. It's not any fans, and it's so much media behind it that one of these viral knockouts can really bolster your career. I also love that they're giving new guys a chance. And like, what did we say? We knew who Buckley was. His opponent, not so much.
Yeah.
Came in and made a name off of somebody who made a name last year with the knockout of the year. So it's such a crazy sport, and that's why I love it. You could be on top 1 minute and not the next. It was fucking crazy, man. That head kick out cold.
Man.
Wow.
And I think a little bit too is like the pressure style of Buckley kind of brought it onto himself a little bit there. Mm-hmm. And I get he's a smaller guy. I mean, you know what that's like. Sometimes you have to engage and blitz to get in. Mm-hmm. But that shit was ugly because what the head kick, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We see guys get dropped all the time. But then at the end of that, his head was getting pounded like a fucking And1 commercial. You know what I'm saying? My man was like,
yeah, the ref should have got in there a little quicker for sure.
Yeah, but shout out to Joaquin Buckley. He's still definitely an entertaining guy to fight. What do you see for his career from here? Do you think he's just gonna be like one of those guys just like on the card for excitement, or you actually see him as a, you know, fixing that and maybe becoming a contender?
It's so hard to tell because like he is young and we would have to see how he bounces back from like this. But right now in his career, I see him being like a Nico Price, like an exciting guy who, when he's on the card, you're tuning in and you're never going to miss one of his fights, which is cool. Matt Brown was like that. Like there's a lot of guys who are just really entertaining and who are crowd favorites, and you need those too. Not everybody's a world champion. Not everybody's like a Conor McGregor. So you need those really fun fighters who's going to lay it out there, and I think that's what he could be.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I wonder. I hope. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm glad he's here. He's fun to watch either way, like you said, and I just hope we get to see more of him. I hope it's not a situation where he keeps getting too many bonuses. He might get cut. But I'm talking on my ass. That ain't gonna happen. I feel like he's gonna for a minute. Another KO. You want to speak to anything else on that one, or?
Nah. Well, you talking about the next one?
Fucking the first fight of the night, and I'm sorry for jumping around here, but Pulaheli Soreno, the Hawaiian guy. I actually picked against him when we were going, you know, we're doing our picks. I never seen him fight though, to be fair, but man, he got some power too.
Yo, Serrano, definitely great guy. From Dana White's Contender Series, he's actually won against a teammate of mine, Jamie Pickett. Come on, we know about Hawaiian fighters. They pack big power, and he was throwing that shit all night. Toyogovic was good, very clean boxing, but he was very loose. Like he did a lot of head movement, getting out of the way, and the commentators comment on him like, "Yo, you got to be careful moving around like that in MMA because, like Anderson Silva, like you could get caught with one shot." And he started getting caught, and when he landed, he did not stop. He actually launched his mouthpiece into the octagon. Like they had to stop the fight to try to get his mouthpiece out of there. It was wild. And then he ended up chasing the finish and getting it. It was way to start off the card with that one.
Yeah, that was I I never seen that happen before with the mouthpiece getting stuck or caught.
Oh,
And then I seen the ref. What were you about to say?
I said fucking flew in there.
Flew in that motherfucker, bro. And then I seen the ref was like, get the second mouthpiece. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's smart. You know, like to have mouthpieces, this is happening. But that wasn't the case. They're still trying to dig that one out. My man was on Dream Street. He even got down, was trying to like, dig it out. But kudos to him, man. Dusko, for him getting back up and like back in dude's face and like back into the mix and like trying to Muay Thai clinch, that was fucking like he's got a heart of gold too. But my man Poirier Haley was fucking throwing them boys, man. Them coconut bombs.
Yeah, savagery. Like I said, I always love watching Hawaiian fighters. They got a bunch of power and like they go for that shit.
Shout out to Dr. Detroit. He stays in my Detroit Lions and Piston streams as well. He is a baby Hawk fan though. He said, "What up, Hawk? Love to fight,
what's
dude."
up, Dr. Detroit? We in this beach.
Dr. D. McGregor will mess this dude up. Nate Ghost talking about the Poirier fight. Shit, man. Do you want to speak on the Condit fight, or you want to jump into the McGregor card? Or
yeah, we could jump into the McGregor card real quick. Before we do, I will say, I love seeing Carlos Condit get that dub. Big Carlos Condit fan. I'm glad we got the fight. Wish it was like 5 years ago, like when they were closer to their prime. But glad we got it. You see, Carlos Condit still got them hands. Matt Brown surprisingly didn't want to engage as much as I thought he would. He chose for more of a wrestling style that Condit was able to shut down, was able to utilize his grappling a little bit more, got the best of the striking, and was able to get that UD. So shout out to Carlos Condit. I always love seeing some of my older favorite fighters get W's later in their careers.
yeah, that was weird. Matt Brown like gassed out really early, and I haven't watched a lot of his recent fights. Is that like a characteristic of his that's like been new, or like
no, like when in his heyday he had a great gas tank. He had some wars, with Robbie Lawler and fucking Eric Silver, and very game guy. But I don't know, Condit's really good on his feet. Maybe he felt the pressure from his feet and felt uncomfortable. That's why he wrestled. But yeah, very uncharacteristic of Matt Brown to try to take it to the ground.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a KO fight for sure. I thought there was going to be finishing that way. You know what, man? We definitely get a McGregor thing, but I do want let's give Jenga Lang some credit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't mispronounce his name. We did put that in the air, and my man did come with the KO, man.
Ponzinibbio versus Li Ji Lang. Yo, I was one of those people who I went with Ponzinibbio. I said if he came back, didn't show any ring rust, the same guy that left who beat Neil Magny, I could see him winning. 2 years is a long time, man. Came back, did not get a warm welcome, which is very unfortunate for him. But Li Zhang, yo,
just say it, Shang-a-lang.
I'm gonna call him Lee like everybody else does, but yo, Lee had very good boxing, very unorthodox, and it was crazy. I love listening to DC because he's so knowledgeable, and he said you got to be very careful with a guy like Lee for missing because he sways and dips so much that if you miss, he's going to hit you with a big shot. And not 30 seconds after he said that, Ponzinibbio missed big, came back, a nice tight hook. The fight was over. It legit. Yeah. I was in Buffalo Wild Wings, and my reaction, I pulled my jacket over my face, like, oh my God. Like, it was the biggest reaction got out of me all day.
I was on my way to my boy's house during the Buckley fight. I was literally driving, doing what I'm not supposed to be doing, but then I seen the Buckley got KO'd. I was like, fucking like, oh shit. No, yeah, shout out to Zhang Lang. That was dope. And DC in his bag with the announcer thing too, because he called that and he called the head kick KO before Buckley too. He's like, if I'm the Chico, I'm throwing the kick. I'm throwing it high, I'm throwing it low. Next thing you know, boom.
Yeah, right. Yo, DC is one of my favorite announcers, and he's very knowledgeable, especially in that short, in the quiet cage. Man, I feel like guys be listening to him and definitely be taking his advice. I know Hardy said he did.
Yeah, that was funny as hell, man. Moving from one of your favorite announcers to one of your favorite fighters, this Saturday, your boy Michael Chandler makes his UFC debut. I kind of threw it on you. I know you're talking about McGregor, but that's your boy. I got to get your opinion on this one and I guess your take on it. What are your expectations for him?
Man, for anybody who knows me, like I'm a huge like fight fan, and I'm a huge Michael Chandler fan. Like when I found out about Bellator, he was named Mr. Bellator, man. Has like the most finishes Bellator history, like holds all the titles. He is a grinder, man. He big power, great wrestling, D1 style wrestling, great athlete. He just a killer, man. He trains with a bunch of killers, trains with Gilbert Burns, trains with Kamal Usman. So this is a guy who, unlike what a lot of people think, he's somebody new coming into UFC. This is a vet in the game. He's fought some of the best in the world, and he's got a hard ass task coming in front of him. Dan Hardy is no joke. Been in there with the best: Poirier, Barboza, uh, Ross Pearson, all these great guys, and he's not trying to let Michael Chandler make a name off of him. So this is actually my main event. I will be on the edge of my seat. I don't know how it's gonna go, but hopefully Chandler is able to close the distance. Dan Hardy's very tall, very rangy. So if he's able to close the distance, avoid those big knees of Hooker, go to the body a little bit, maybe land some good shots, wrestle him, tire out Hooker, and hopefully we get that finish, all that UD decision. That's how I see it going.
And Dan Hooker's a bigger guy too, for the division itself. But do you see it possibly being a boring fight? I feel like Chandler's going to have to utilize his wrestling a lot in order to get this dub this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only way I don't see it being a boring fight, because Chandler is a wrestler and Hooker is a striker, but it's more than that. Like Hooker has very good jiu-jitsu. They don't call him the hangman for nothing. He has multiple guillotine chokes, good off of his back, and Michael Chandler has big power. I just can't see it being a boring fight because of how good these guys are in every aspect. There's going to be a lot of good exchanges, and whoever comes out on top of that is going to be the winner.
I'm pumped, and I had to bring up to you too. I know that you're guys, so you're more knowledgeable on Chandler than I am. So I had to ask, like, what to expect from him. But again, I know it's your favorite fight. You might be a little biased in that one. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm a huge fan, but when we get on here, I try to not fanboy as much. I mean, really, like I could see it go either way. Like I said, Hooker, if he's able to control the range, he has damn good striking, great knees. We've seen what he was able to do to Poirier. If he's able to land some of those knees that almost put Poirier down, if he's able to land those shots on Michael Chandler, those are big game changers. His clinch is phenomenal. He has great elbows. So both of these guys are dangerous.
Yeah, shout out to UFC for never updating their stats and stuff either, man.
Especially with people. Oh my gosh,
man. If and we'll get into other stuff too. I just want to ask if so Chandler takes this fight, do you see him still in the title mix? Like, do you think they're making him fight another? They gotta give him another fight before a title shot, right? If he winning this one, or it depends how he wins it.
It's really crazy because the UFC is a hype machine. They put a lot of money into Michael Chandler, and they put a lot of advertisement behind him. If you see, he's in the co-main event in his first fight. He's got a bunch of interviews out. If you look up Michael Chandler, he's one of the most searched people right now for this event. So if he's able to put away Hooker, like in fantastical aspects in like ways we haven't seen, dude, they will totally throw him into a fucking title fight. And I know it'll suck because they'd be like, what about Oliveira? What about Gaethje? What about Poirier? But if he's able to have a spectacular showing, he's gonna jump everybody.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm just so curious to see what they do for that belt. You know what I'm saying? Because not even this fight, the Poirier McGregor one is for the belt. Have you been watching any of these interviews with McGregor, like leading up to this?
Yeah, I was watching. What's the last one I watched? I watched him, the new one with Ariel Helwani.
Yeah, cause I saw a couple too, and he was talking about how like he said he's saying the reason it's not for a belt is because him and Dana, uh, not beef, but you know what I'm saying, they're beefing a little bit there when he was calling out, you know, exposing his DMs and whatnot. But that's not where I wanted to go with that. I wanted to touch on Habib. Habib speaking on like just on a fucking boss move, like Dana White, you know what I'm saying, the president of the UFC, the guy who's supposed to be in control, is like begging this dude to come back. He basically made it like, oh, we're gonna make a big announcement, you know, starting at the main card of this past Saturday, and basically we got a we'll see from the champion, the GOAT, the undefeated
We'll see how
Magomedov. You said what?
He told Dana, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like boss move, and then the other boss move he said too was like, if I'm impressed, like you know what I'm saying, like if I'm impressed, I'll come back, you know.
But Khabib really like a mob boss. I remember when he was like, "You want to fight me? Beat Dustin Poirier." Like, bro, my man really a fucking mob boss. He knows he's the king. He calls the shots. He makes other motherfuckers fight to get to him, and that's just what it is. Like,
he does too, and like I said, yeah, calling the shots like over Dana White even. You know what I'm saying? Like this fight isn't for a belt because Habib, you're not holding it up because he said he won't hold it up. You make his final decision based on this card and then you know the end results or whatnot. But I thought it was such a boss move by him.
Like they don't want him to leave. Like they would like him to be the champ, and what they would really like to do is get that McGregor, like Khabib McGregor too, for like all of the money in the world. So
yeah,
I mean, man, it's nothing new in any sport. Like when you have a really big star, he doesn't follow the same rules as anybody else. Like there's extenuating circumstances for him, and I'm totally cool with it. Like
yeah,
this fight is already 5 rounds. It doesn't have to be for a belt, and if when you don't make it for a belt, you can kind of play around with it now. So if McGregor wins or Poirier wins, then you can kind of who does he fight, and then you could pick that matchup for a belt and really promote it. Because if they did it now, would it really change anything? But oh yeah, and it's for the belt. But it's already got a lot of hype behind it. It's the rematch. True. It's the return of Conor McGregor. It's the first UFC pay-per-view. It has all the hype behind it. I don't think putting a belt behind it would really do too much more.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is I'm nervous with McGregor getting a belt because like we've seen him be inactive as a champion, you know, and not to like anything or he's like just being purposely a dick or like dodging fights or whatnot because he has other ventures going on. He's one of the biggest stars in the world, which again, kudos to Habib for putting him. You got to impress me to fucking Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm nervous of that if McGregor, if it was a title fight. But who do you have in that one? Oh, actually, real quick, I think I had a question. Did you see McGregor said the rematch would be Eazy against Habib? Oh, he tripping.
Man, dude, and that's the one thing, and I'm on the fence about this because I feel like you should be true to yourself, but also as fighters, you have to protect your ego. I don't think a fighter could ever straight out say that another, especially somebody that they fight, is better than them because then you're almost conceding. But his way of thinking, like in a roundabout way, to help himself out. I don't know if he has to tell himself this to like get in the right mind frame, or if he truly believes this, but he believes that that Khabib is scared of him and that he doesn't want to take the rematch because he knows how it'll go. He said, I fought him at his best, he fought me at my worst. So for him to really believe this is amazing because that means he has an incredible self-belief in himself. But for me as an outside fan looking in, I'm like, dude, he's not afraid of you. Like he's fought you before. Like he's not intimidated from you. And he would fucking do the same thing. He would ragdoll you and choke you out like he does everybody. But
yeah. Watching that one back, the Habib Conor fight, I will say Conor actually did have his moments. Like I was definitely biased in saying that Habib beat the fuck out of him. But at the same time, I feel like Habib allowed those moments because he wanted to beat the fuck out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted to stand up with McGregor. He wanted to punch him in the face a couple of times. Because like we all know if Habib wants you down and wants to fucking ground pound you for the entire round, like he could almost do it at will. And he didn't really inject that early on or like much throughout the fight until the fourth, where he was like, all right, I'm done fucking around with you. Like, let's get out of here.
I mean, and And I love how he mentioned it, but he kind of sweeps under the rug. He dropped you with like an overhand right. Like that's not no fucking. That's not him trying to sniff your balls. That's not him fucking grabbing your leg and humping you, as you would like to call it. He fucking dropped you, and then he threw a flying knee, and then y'all got into, and then he took you down again. So, man, it's Khabib and it's McGregor. He's gonna talk his shit. He's gonna make fans and McGregor fans like, see, man, Conor said he was drinking whiskey and he wasn't ready. He's gonna be ready this time. So he's gonna make motherfuckers believe something's different, and that's the whole thing. As a fighter, if you can make the fans and the people buying it think it's gonna be a different fight than the first one, then he did his job.
Is that one you're interested in at all as a fan to see again?
Not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all. Just because I'm a big Khabib fan. Like I like what McGregor does, but for him, I hate to see Khabib go through that because I know he would really like to not deal with like the extra bullshit. Like yo,
Antics and shit.
I'm gonna fight you. You're gonna fight me. It's cool, but like then you bringing my wife into this. You're bringing my country into this. You're fucking threatening my friend. Like I imagine that's not fucking fun for him. Like that's not a good time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Speaking of bringing people's wives into things, no mention of Jake Paul in the Conor McGregor media. You think that he like was distinctive of before heading into these interviews or whatnot, or like because Jake Paul was talking a lot of smack too about his wife and whatnot.
Man, I don't think no lion responds to no ant. Like and I could be totally wrong. He could like if he knocks out Poirier in 10 seconds and goes on a McGregor tirade and Jake Paul, fuck you, motherfucker. Like he could do that, but dude, he's such a clown. Dude, like and I know what would happen if Conor even meant like Jake Paul's a clown, like he can never see. Oh, see, McGregor's responding to me. I'm in his head. Everybody wants like it's a fucking clown show. I hope he doesn't respond because that dude definitely doesn't. Don't give him any extra.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. I can see like, exactly how you said though, like him like being hyped after dub if he gets the dub. Making that bold claim and whatnot too. My bad, bro. I'm playing with these backgrounds, trying to like show off the new little logo I worked on this past weekend.
I like that. Y'all see the icon right there, the OLE ONE-TWO with your boy Hulk and Eazy. I like that one. That's my favorite one so far.
I like that. Yeah, I like that one too. Matter of fact, if y'all like the silhouette though, my man, Baby Hulk jumping up, y'all hit him up for some merch, man.
All right, merch. You know it's coming soon. Man, it's just been hard, man. Like I do a lot. Like I train. Like I'm trying to get this the merch popping off. I'm trying to get these sponsors for my next fight, getting everything kind of secure for my next fight in March. So your boy grinding, but I like it. I like a lot on my plate. It forces you to really buckle down and get shit done.
Yeah, shout out to Archie. That's a good point. He said, I understand how Habib is so humble after all his wins. He is humble to like he is like I wouldn't say he's just confident because he does talk his shit a little bit. You know what I'm saying, but because he knows his ability and his skill, but he is still pretty fucking humble because he isn't like a McGregor or like a lot like Michael Bisping. I feel like lost his head too, like when he won the belt too. My man was talking great, which I guess you deservedly so. You're fucking champion of the world, right? But
and it took so long for him to do it. You knew he was gonna talk his shit.
Yeah, 1,000%. And that's actually a UK fighter. My man Archie's from the UK. Hulk, I know you've been answering questions on your Instagram. Archie is a loyal follower, though, so I will put this one up and ask you, and then I'll ask you some takeaways. And if you want, we can wrap this one up. But Archie wanted to know who inspired you to start fighting, or was it just natural?
Well, this is a great question. I'm glad I can, because somebody asked me on my IG, and when I do the video, I think they only give you like 15 seconds to talk about it, so it's kind of hard to really get it out in that time. Man, it's so weird. I don't know if anybody inspired me. I have people that I really, of course, Mighty Mouse. I was a big Ben Henderson fan. Chad Mendez. Anybody like any of like the first fighters I really seen and like that I gravitated to. I always thought it was cool, but as far as like inspiration, my dad inspires me. Of course, he's not a fighter, but he was like, world-class amateur bodybuilder and like powerlifter. My man's got like fucking national titles on fucking national titles.
What?
Yo, bro, if you look up this motherfucker, you in his heyday, he looks like me if I spent like a year in the hyperbolic time chamber. Like anybody who gets that anime reference. Dude, he's fucking huge, man. Fucking 5 foot nothing, yoked up dude, fucking. And I have conversations with him all the time. He tells me, dude, you're like me, you're chasing your dream. And he always had a belief that he could be really good at something, and he thought he could be the best, and he put it into himself and that work ethic and everything. And growing up, I always saw it, man. I saw him training. I would see him go to work, come home, get a little bit of rest, head to the gym, eat really clean, like sacrifice so much. And I seen him win a bunch. And I seen people fucking, what's that shit, kiss the ring. Like, yo, Mr. Wilson, you're so good. And like, I seen people and all the time, level head, like, yo, really appreciate that. Never fucking snubbed anybody, never tried to big boy anybody, super humble and everything. So just seeing my dad compete like that and be the type of person he was, man, I got that. I'm just a competitor, man. Like whether it was wrestling or fucking when I played football, if it's video games, if you know me, I fucking hate to lose. And anything I put my time and effort into it, I expect to be good. I expect to learn and I expect to win. So when I found this, they fucked up, man. I got a huge competitive mindset, and that's what inspires me, man. And of course, I do it for all the short kings and queens out there. When y'all tell me, I do it for the short people, I'm your short king. I know I am. That really makes me feel good, man. That I'm inspiring people and that I'm helping them follow their dreams. That's really what it's about. If I'm being honest, like, so the competitive edge in me, the will to see how good I am, and the fact that I want to inspire people to really follow their dreams. I try to use martial arts, MMA, and my platform just to spread as much positivity, as much inspiration, and I kind of use MMA to do that. It's kind of like my driving force, how people see me. So.
Yeah, I think it's kind of important for people to know that too, because you weren't always. I mean, you were always Baby Hulk because that was a nickname, right? But you weren't always like now what you are, Baby Hulk. Like you always start somewhere. And it's not going to find your motivation from your dad because I really do see those traits because you are humble for being Baby Hulk. You know what I'm saying? you talking shit and again deservedly so. But for the most part, you're humble, man, and you're a really cool dude. I think that's why we hit it off right away. And shout out to Papa Bear, man. I know you might be making that move soon too. So hopefully hear from him, see from him some clips from Papa Bear sometimes too.
Yeah, but and that's all what it is. And then, in the quick thing about that humble thing, and I can't speak for Khabib, but man, humbleness comes from like I feel like an upbringing and appreciation of what you have. Seeing that people, not everybody has the same as you. Some people are, more fortunate. Some people are less fortunate, a lot less fortunate. And if you can kind of just keep that in perspective, like to know even when you're like down, out and bad, you're not as bad as this person over there. You're not going through the hardships that this person is going in. You can wake up with 2 hands and 2 arms and, get to work. And dude, that is such a underrated flex that people don't talk about. Like, yo, man, I'm not here. I wish I was like 10 pounds lighter. Bro, like you can fucking walk. You can get that work in and you have the ability and the fucking like the equipment to do that.
Yeah.
So you're blessed in that aspect. And I feel like if people just kind of fucking keep in perspective of what they have and not what they don't have, you'd be a lot happier. Not to say that you shouldn't fucking really grind and get the shit that you want, but don't fucking view what other people have and what you don't have as like a negative.
1,000%. Look, I mean, I'm sure you wish you had extra 5 inches or so, but you still became Baby Hulk, still knocking motherfuckers out. Who have how much taller is Viking than you?
I mean, bro, all my extra inches went to where it counts, so I'm cool with that.
Hey, whoa, hey, yo. Shit, we got to put this on OnlyFans, man. You tripping?
Oh shit. Oh, now what was your question?
Nah, man, we good. No, No,
Oh,
I was gonna say, how much taller is Viking than you?
bro,
Viking.
I don't know. Somebody, I see this video of like where somebody broke down the fight, and they said this motherfucker was 6'5". I don't think he's 6'5". I think that was a a giant leap. I think he might be.
Something though, right?
I think he's like 6'1", if at the highest 6'2". So if he's 6'2", he's 12 inches taller than me.
Hey, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but dude,
Okay.
like I posted some shit like by Jessica Andrade for like Chukagan. She's like 5'1", and Chukagan's like 5'9", 5'10". So that shit happens in the UFC.
Yeah. No, it does, man. Actually, I remember that because Andrade beat her in that fight too.
Body work.
Yeah. No, it was slight work, man. Slight work. And real quick too, you care if I put it on? I just want to. We don't have to. I know you've probably seen this a million times. But can I put on the Baby Hawk Viking fight?
Oh man, you can.
All right, bet. Shall we do it with audio or without it?
I mean, I've legit probably seen that fight one way or another over like 1,000 times.
All right, so I'm gonna do it without audio then.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, you see your boy with that new highlight video that they put out. Shout out to
I
Street.
did see that, man. Taking my clout. I got a highlight video too, a Hulk. Fuck y'all. I'm playing.
But yo, in like 2 days, that bitch got like 100,000 views. Like, like I said, I'm blessed. I'm glad people enjoy what I do, and them numbers going up, boy.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh, what do you say?
No, keep going.
No, I was like, yo, the favorite. I was thinking about this fight. I was like, yo, I'm gonna make sure I get my hair done real good. I'm gonna get real clean for this bitch. And yo, it just had everything happened fucking perfect. Like when I tell you I was in the zone, I was in the fucking zone this fight.
Fucking 5-foot savage. And the Vikings the champion at this point too, because you had left.
Yeah, he's 5-0 at this point.
Don't get it twisted, y'all. Viking can scrap, and he definitely has a jiu-jitsu background too. I could tell some of the shit he was doing, man. It's just kudos to you, man. When I saw this shit, man, I'm sure everybody else, I was so impressed. Like, just to utilize your skill set.
Yeah, and I'm glad like I could showcase because the first two they weren't, they were new and whatever, and I just wrestled them, which was cool. Like I showed a little bit of hands in the second one. The third one, I was really disappointed in myself because it was like all ground, and I feel like I really should have got him out of there. And I'm fucking always upset when I don't finish somebody. So that one disappointed me. So just the mind frame going into this fight is to fucking take him out and go viral. Me and my boys like, we're gonna go viral off of this, and it happened. You know what Luke Rocco says? Believe, achieve.
Receive.
No, what was it? Believe.
All right, I ain't fucking know what it is because Mike Bisbee made me forget.
He said, "Shut the fuck up." It's like believe, achieve, some shit like that.
Woo! Oh my god! You care if I run that back?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's conceive. It's conceive. Believe, achieve. That's what it is.
Yo, Hulk. Time out, bro. Did you just walk up to him with your hands down?
Yeah, I was kind of
What the fuck? Look at this. Oh yeah, come here, motherfucker. Oh, what the? Hey, bro, I never noticed that. Look at you.
I do a little.
Yeah. Bro, the shoulder swag in that bitch too.
Yo, dude, I told you I was feeling juiced up. I was. So what was happening? I would get close, and he would send out a kick. So I went back and I planted, and I came in again. And when I came in, he did the same thing. He threw a kick. I kind of knocked it down, and as I came back, I was like, all right, he's gonna right over the top.
At this point, and I don't remember if this goes second round or not, but like at some point in the fight, before the end of it, yeah, okay, so it did go second round. You were beating the fuck out of my man, and I know you're saying you were in the zone. Were you conscious of like, hey, ref, stop this shit, or were you just fucking like fucking literally Hulk mode?
I'm very conscious of what's going on. Like you can see when the finishing sequence goes, I'm like, yo, he's done. Like I understand everything that's going on in there. I mean, I don't stop hitting him because that's not my job. Like, until the ref stop. Like, I could be like, hey, yo, you might want to stop this, but I'm not gonna stop punching.
Baby Hawk turned to Michael Chandler. Hey, you know how Michael Chandler has an adopted son with some melanin in him? What if he adopted him after he saw this video?
Oh, bruh. Like, in Michael
Let me
Chandler,
get
like,
one of these.
yeah, I'm like, it's all you already. We in there.
Shouts out to White Belt MMA. That's another MMA like interview page and whatnot. I don't know if he knows, but Michael Chandler is Baby Hawk's favorite fighter.
Yeah, big time.
Well, shit, man. It's a damn David and Goliath type match. I like that picture though. Look at that shit.
Yeah, right. The Cartman. I mean, I always love that comparison because my name's David, and I'm like, oh, David versus Goliath, and da da da. It's funny because in college, my boy was like, bruh, you're David the Goliath because like you're short like that, but you're fucking so
Yeah. I think Dr. Detroit, it was on a whole nother live stream. It was a football live stream actually. He said Baby Hawk is just as tall as he is wide, and I was like, that's kind of true.
Yeah, I always used to make that joke. I'm like, yo, I looked at my parents growing up, and I knew I wasn't grow this way, so I'm gonna just grow this way.
Yeah, I grew that way, but from a different area of my body. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I worked very hard for that.
Right, man. That's hard work right there.
Shit, but we are coming up on the hour. I know you spoke on this in the last video, but can you repeat to the people your 3 M's?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Okay. It's kind of my mantra that I take with me in like my fight career. I'm here for the 3 M's. Like I said, if I make friends, that's cool, but I already have my teammates, so I'm not really in here to make friends. I'm here for the 3 M's. That's money, merchandise, which are belts, fucking medals, awards, all that good stuff, and memories. I want to look back on this, have a bunch of really cool pictures of me and my coaches in a ring with belts. I want to plaster those like over my fucking house. I want big photos that I can remember, and like just looking back at everything that I've done with fondness and an appreciation. So I feel like if I stick to that and I always go after those, I'm gonna have a good career. Again, it's money, merchandise, and memories. The 3 M's.
That's what's up, man. Anything you want to close out the show with? Anything you want to make a statement on, or?
UFC fights are going strong, guys. We're gonna keep bringing you that hard hitting entertainment. So glad for you guys. Like I said, I get DMs all the time. Fucking tell me how much I inspire people, how much that I've helped them, and that's why I do it. I love to inspire people. I love to bring as much good energy into this world as I can because I feel like there's a lot of negativity out there. So if us as people try to give off as much kindness and goodwill to our fellow man as we can, you can. People like to laugh and say like it's kind of a naive way of thinking, but that's how you change the world, man. If you're you're a positive person, you give out that good energy, and that type of thing is very infectious. That goes to the next person. That goes to the next person. Now we're thinking different, and when you think different, you can change anything.
1,000%, man. I mean, that's another reason why I love doing these podcasts. Like, one, you're my boy, we talk, and like, just like going to the gym and you go around people who want to get better, it rubs off, man. And even have these conversations with you. That's why I wanted to hear the 3 M's again, because like, honestly, God, I need to hear that shit today, man. And I'm happy to have talked to you. I'm happy for you to share that message because a lot of people need to hear that shit. Don't doubt yourself. Go for what you want. Go for what you believe in, because tomorrow's not promised. You know what I'm saying? So be nice to people. Love the ones you love. Make sure that they know you appreciate them, and go and get it, man. Live your best life. On that note, go ahead.
Man, you already know, man. Like I love that, man. Positive energy. That's why I mess with Eazy. But on a good thing to kind of to put this into action. if I inspire you, which is really cool, dude, watch my stuff where I talk about inspiration because to help me, I listen to people like Michael Chandler. Like I said, I've been listening to a lot of Kobe Bryant. I listen to a lot of motivational speaking. So just think, guys, if you're around a bunch of negativity, you're gonna pick up on negativity. You're gonna fucking feel worse. You're gonna have those negative traits. Now, just imagine if everything you put into your body and your mind is positive. Yo, you watching positive podcasts. Everybody who you hear talking like, yo, you're that guy. I believe in you. Blah, blah, blah. So when you go back and you're in those tough times, you don't have to think about the negativity, which is going to leave you to be more negative. You think about all the positive things. You remember that speech. I believe in you. You have a great instinct in you. You're smart. And if you believe in all these things and that's all you hear, that becomes reality. Because reality is perception. So if you live in a positive environment where you believe in yourself and all you're hearing is positivity, you're gonna believe that and you're gonna put that out. So find people you really like and inspire you, who really get those juices flowing. Just listen to them whenever you can and get that in your mind. So when you're going through something, the first thing your mind thinks of is those positive thoughts.
Conceive, believe, achieve.
The worst self-help book I've ever read.
Hey, on that note, man, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna have Baby Hawk's Instagram if you're not already following, and his YouTube page in there. Whenever you want to get some episodes popping over there too, man, let me know, man. Get you some content because I know you hella close to getting paid. Shout out to Spinning Back Picks. What up, fellas? Keep up the great content. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that.
That's a fire name.
Yes, hey, that is a fire name. That is a fire name. He's one of our first sponsors, but I never set it up right. It's one of those things we got to type in like the coupon code or something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna get back with them.
Sure. Oh yeah, and I was gonna say, I am going on vacation this weekend, guys. But I'll probably hit up Eazy and let him know what's going on. I might go live and let y'all see what I'm working like, because it's gonna be a crazy little trip.
Are you gonna be able to watch the fights?
Yeah, hell yeah. Like if I'll probably bring a tablet or a phone with it, and there should be a TV there, but we'll order the fights, probably order some pizza. It'll be on Saturday. Yo, you know I'm not missing that shit.
Yes, sir. All right, that's another episode of OLE ONE-TWO. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and we be back. Baby, you know how it is, baby. Pow! Hey, that was perfect, man. I wish you hit the